Hi, I'm Mark Ryman, Learning Center agronomist, and our agronomy update today really deals with what's going on with insects in our cornfield. It's that time of year where, we're kind of pre-tassel, but we've got a lot of things going on. And one of the things that the staff noticed yesterday, just out scouting field, is we're starting to see a lot of western corn rootworm beetles. And once you see those adults emerge, it's a good time to really go evaluate, I'd say, how your rootworm management system performed this year. So of course we set up a lot of trials for rootworms, looking at all the way from an unprotected product that we expect to really get hurt by corn rootworm up through our Smart Stacks and Smart Stacks Pro corn products. And what we're actually finding out there in the field, and if you're setting up a trial for rootworm to look at efficacy, this is really what you want to see. But if you get in there on our plants that don't have any protection below ground, you're missing really about 1 node to maybe 1.5 nodes of roots. On that, you can see the roots are really damaged by rootworm. We are starting to just see a little bit of regrowth, I think, with some of the rain we've had. But then if we look at, the Smart Stacks corn products, you really see good protection on there. You're not seeing the root damage. And then we also have Smart Stacks Pro in there as an evaluator, showing to be a very effective management in terms of protecting the roots from root damage. We had a lot of larvae there. We have a pretty high pressure given what we're getting in our untreated check. And then I did want to highlight, if you're out there scouting for rootworm, you can dig up a plant, or if it's really wet, sometimes you can just pull up a plant. So yeah, we're seeing a lot of larvae in there. They're getting into that for sure second and then into the third instar, where they're about 1/2 inch long, and they're going to be pupating soon. So they've done most of their damage. This really isn't a time where you would come in with a rescue treatment. It's more about evaluating, how your system performed, and then, looking at that to make some decisions for next year. The other thing we can do to start making decisions for next year is you can actually put sticky traps out there. If you go to traits.bayer.com, we actually have a section where you can go in right now and you can order some free sticky traps. You can put those out in your field and do some insect trapping, and that'll come along with instructions of how to use them. But it really is the time of year where you can go out, evaluate what's been going on, see how your system is performing, really go into those heavy pressure environments and check it out. You might be surprised what you find sometimes. The other thing I was going to mention is we do have western bean cutworm moth flights. If you look at the light trap data from UNL, you'll be seeing, some of those moth flights every day, and we actually are starting to pick up some egg masses here. Even though we're quite a ways before tassel, we're still starting to see a little bit of egg lay. Maybe seems like just a little bit earlier than usual. We've still got about 4 or 5 leaves to go on that corn before we tassel for most of it. But those are just things to be looking out for. You're evaluating how your control measures did in corn rootworm, because it's a good time to do that. And then you're also, being on the lookout for western bean cutworm. If you don't have Tricepta corn products, you do have an opportunity to treat that. Tricepta or other products that control western bean cutworm are going to work well for you. But otherwise, you might be looking at, putting an insecticide out there with your next application of a fungicide, or maybe just an insecticide alone. But really scout and watch those egg masses and what growth stage you're at, so you do the best job of getting those. But with that, got plenty to keep you busy out there scouting your fields. We'll look forward to bringing you more agronomic information next week.
Thanks for watching this video from the Gothenburg Water Utilization Learning Center. For more information, please call 308-537-4500.